We just got a chameleon. That is a field chameleon right there. Holy. Here's the iguana and the corn snake. Look at that, side by side. Hey everyone, how are you all doing today? I am coming to you from a rental car that I just picked up in Florida. It is November in 2025, and I am down here for the next week exploring the Sunshine State. Specifically, we'll be spending a lot of time in the Everglades of South Florida. I'm really excited to be down here. It's been a long day. It's already like 9:30 at night. I did a lot of traveling today on public transportation. Experienced some delays. We are flying in this government shutdown that's happening, but at the end of the day, it's all good. I'm just super, super pumped to be down here and to be exploring the Everglades again. And for those of you who don't know, I've spent a lot of time living in the state of Florida over the past couple years. It really does feel like a second home to me. So I'm not going out and doing anything tonight. I'm just trying to get to my sleeping destination. But tomorrow morning we'll be out on our first full day in the Everglades, and I'm super stoked for that. So. Alright, our first herps of the Florida trip are these invasive Peter's rock or red-headed agamas. These are a fairly common invasive species here in South Florida. They're pretty much all over the place, and I've seen them countless times before, but South Florida's got a really impressive invasive species diversity of lizards that you don't really see anywhere else in the U.S. So.
George loves all these things.
First curly tail of the trip. I honestly don't know. All right. Took us a hot minute, surprisingly, but that is the first American alligator of the trip. Species I've seen countless times before, but never tired of coming across. They're because gators are just awesome in every way. just came across this cool looking stick bug. There's the male on top of the female. Not a herp, but at least it's something. Pretty cool. Well, getting closer to a snake, living at least. This is a worm, so it's been a very slow night so far, and temperatures have really cooled off. Right. We got one of these invasive, like Indo-Pacific or Mediterranean or tropical house geckos. And you're actually like, oh, there you go. Oh, not super feisty. Seen a couple of these tonight. Yeah, pretty cool. We came across our first living snake. It is a corn snake. Oh, this is so exciting. Look at that. See it over here as it's working its way along the tree. All right, here's an in-hand look at the corn snake. So cool. I think corn snakes are just one of my favorite snake species. I mean, in the Everglades, they're a fairly common snake, but you're not gonna see them like every single night you go out. So when you do come across a corn snake, it's just like a really pleasant overall experience.
Yeah, they're like uncommon enough that they're still special, but they're not super difficult to find.
Exactly.
They're one of my favorites too. It was the
And here's another look at the corn snake. Oh, he's going literally right. He's trying to climb up the camera. That's so cool. Oh my god. I can't believe we actually got, it's literally like 60 degrees right now. And we just found this beautiful corn snake. Look at that.
I want one. They're little. I'm going towards the light.
I'm just gonna go into the, unless you want more photos.
No, that's fine. Sorry to pester you, buddy, but you gave us a lot of joy today. Yeah, you're scared.
Got my, I think this is the second American crocodile I've seen this year, but always a great sight to come across these guys. Zoom in a little bit here. There we go. How's it going, crocodile? Well, good morning everyone. It is my second full day here in Florida. Today I am going back out into the Everglades. We are going to just basically drive around, do some herping, look for some wildlife, and cruise into the early hours of the night. We'll say early hours because temperatures are going to be dropping again, so I don't know how productive road cruising will be, but we will try. So I'm going to get back out on the road and we will go to our next destination. I'm really excited. Well, I just wanted to showcase it. Ooh, it's hopping. This is a lubber grasshopper, a very common species here in the Everglades. These guys are all on the roads in the springtime, so figured I would just get one and film really quick here. Looks like he's missing one of his legs. Alright, here is an American alligator just basking on the side of this canal here. Seen a couple alligators so far today. Very, very common down here in the Everglades, so pretty cool. There's a good look at it. I'm sure we'll find more. There's another look at an alligator just sitting right over here. And then in the water, there's another alligator. So I am sure we are going to see tons of gators. That's usually the case, especially this time of year, because what ends up happening is the water gets cold, the gators will come out and bask in very great numbers like this guy, so There are definitely places in the Everglades where alligators are extremely habituated to people. Here's an up-close look at one right over here, just sunning him or herself on the side of the road. Like I said, I'm never going to get tired of seeing alligators, even if I've come across hundreds of them, and this one's literally just so habituated. Here is another alligator. This one just came out of the water. It's all nice and dark. You can see just the water on him. Pretty cool. Alright, so we got two alligators over here. Just literally on the side of the road. Not a care in the world. And as we continue driving, ooh, there goes a big one. Just effortlessly back into the water. Alright, our first look at some turtles on the trip. These are likely Florida red-bellied cooters, one of the more common pond turtle species that are all over here in the Everglades. There's a couple right in here that are just basking in this grassy habitat at the edge of this cypress forest, which is pretty cool. And this is kind of what you'd expect to see down here in the Everglades. So I'll try and see if I can get a better look at these guys, but at least we got some turtles so far on the trip. So we're increasing our herp diversity. So here's a scene here we got of a couple of, like I said, that's definitely, pretty sure that's a Florida red-bellied cooter. They tend to carapace if they have any like traces of red, definitely an indicator. Another species is likely a peninsula cooter, but I'm pretty sure it's a Florida red-belly. So if we zoom out here a little bit, we got these two turtles, right? And then let's just look to the left. Another classic scene here in the Everglades is, well, there's a great egret in the foreground, and in the background there's another alligator. It looks like here we have a snowy egret. So like several different species of herps just utilizing this little wetland. There's a kingfisher that just flew by. Ooh, the gator's moving. Gator's on the move. Going right. Sorry, egret. Egret wasn't a big fan of that. The gator's going under the canal here. Okay, so let me zoom out. So there's a canal right here. The gator just crossed under, so he's probably going to come out on this side. Oh, there's a Florida softshell turtle. That's our first one. Big female. And the gator, he's just chilling. Alright, I may have to move my car because there's another car coming, but some pretty cool action to here in the Everglades. Alright, that's our first good look at a wood stork that's just passing through the cypress there. There's a plant in front of it that's kind of obscuring it a little bit. If I zoom out, maybe... Yeah, there's a white ibis to its left and a wood stork that's going through the cypress. Better look there. Pretty cool. Alright people, I saw this guy on the side of the road. It's a little striped mud turtle, as found, looking like he's about to cross. Oh, that's so cool. Another fairly common species here in the Everglades. You see these guys out, especially at night. They love the crossroads, so we'll make sure he gets off safely, get some photos too, and keep on going. Alright, so here is the striped mud turtle in hand. I'm going to move this guy in the direction that he was heading in. You can see if he pokes his head out, they have a lot of stripes on the side of their faces, which is where they get that name. A different genus from some of the pond turtles that we saw earlier today. Always cool to come across a Echinosternid, and these are definitely the most common that we have down here in the Everglades, as I said earlier. So I'm going to release him in the direction that he was heading in on the other side of the road, and then we'll keep on going. But really cool species to come across. I love striped mud turtles. They're so cute. Alright, so I'm just going to place the striped mud turtle down right here, and then he can figure out if he wants to go into that wetland or not. right, we got our first snake of the day. I can't actually identify it right now because I'm far away, but I'm gonna see if I can get closer to it. All right, folks, our first snake of the day. This is a Florida banded water snake, or a Florida water snake, which is pretty cool. A very common species that you find here in the Everglades. You see them a lot crossing the roads at night and stuff. It is the middle of the day right now, and this guy was just periscoping on the road. They're very defensive snakes. They will tend to bite like water snakes do, which is pretty cool. I really like the pattern on this one. Banded water snakes will often hybridize with other Nerodia species, specifically mangrove salt marsh snakes, so really cool. Finally got a snake today. Okay, so here is our second Florida banded water snake of the day. I would say that's pretty cool. Well, to be honest, I'm kind of surprised it took me this long, but right here, oh boy, that is a Florida cottonmouth. One of the most common, or if not the most common snake we have in the Everglades. And the first one that I've seen alive in a hot minute. So that's a really cool find. And that's our second snake of the day. And as we are now in this, I guess, evening time. So pretty cool. I'm gonna get some photos of this guy and we'll keep on going. Florida cottonmouth. Got first snake of the night. Very cold banded water snake. It's my fourth snake of the day. That's cool. There it goes. Another baby banded water snake. And there it goes off the road. Alright, cool. Couple snakes in the evening. Got another banded water snake on the night. So we're crushing it within the Nerodia. I haven't really seen anything else. That's cool. All right, we'll let that guy go and we'll keep on going, see what else we can get. All right, so here we go. Got another banded water snake. Oh, my camera's not focusing. There we go. He's got something on his face right now. Crushing it within the Nerodia. I think this is our fourth one of the night. It's pretty cool. Here is banded number 5 of the night. That's pretty cool. Alright, here is, I think our 6th banded water snake of the night, which is just crazy at this point. That's really cool. Alright. Probably our smallest banded of the night. I think this is banded number 7, which is just ridiculous. Really good night. All right, I think this might be our 8th banded water snake tonight. We have literally seen no other species tonight. It's just been banded water snakes. So that's crazy. All right, this is a big pig frog that we just cruised. Let's have a look at that. It's kind of funny, the sounds that these guys make, which is more of like a whum whum sound. I always thought that was alligators until I actually found out it was these frogs. Pretty cool. Alright, we got the pig frog in hand. Look at that. He's so funny looking. He's so calm and chill too. It's pretty cool. A little more. Oh yeah. Good morning, everyone. It is our 3rd day here in Florida, and we are still in the Everglades. Look at this beautiful prairie pine scrub habitat that we're in right now. This morning, I'm going to be going out and just continuing doing some day herping like I have been doing, and looking for other wildlife as well. I kind of want to go out and see if we can get a panther. That would be really cool. Temperatures are already starting to heat up. Last night was really eventful because it was under 60 degrees and we got like 8 snakes after dark, which is crazy. So we'll see what we end up getting today. And as I always say, whatever I end up finding, I'll show it to you. But look at this beautiful sunrise this morning. That bird flying right there is a northern harrier, a species that's more of an Arctic migrant that's down here all the way in South Florida. We are literally just following this bird as it's flying along the side of the road. That is so freaking cool. And what they do is they'll just hover around like this and like very low to the ground. They'll just dive bomb and eat rodents and stuff. Oh my God, I can't believe we're chasing this guy or running pace with him, which is so cool. I'm gonna keep my distance a little bit and just get this footage, but really cool animal to start the day. A northern harrier, not something I would honestly expect to see down in the Everglades. The harrier just dove. It literally just dove as I said that. I don't know what it caught. I don't think I got that. I didn't get that on film, but it's now flying. It's turning the corner there, and then it's chasing up some other birds. Okay, there it is. Oh my God, it's turning around. So cool. Literally had just dove in the grass and was like, oh my God. But, all right, here's the habitat. It was hunting. Oh, that's a red shoulder right there. So that's another raptor species. That looks like a red shoulder hawk. Florida red shoulder hawk, technically a different subspecies. This is flying that way. Birds are just basically modern day dinosaurs. And look at all the smaller birds that are freaked out over it. So cool. So this little puddle over here has produced the only herps of the day so far. It's been frogs of an unknown species, so I'm gonna try and get closer to it because when I drove by it earlier, a bunch of them hopped out of the puddle. So see if I can catch, oh, there we go. Zoom out a little bit as we're getting closer. Oh yeah. Oh, there's one right there. Right, one just hopped. Oh, they're leopard frogs. That's what I figured they were. There's one right here. These are southern leopard frogs, a new species on the trip. Very common in the southeast. As you go north, leopard frogs become rarer, and other frog species like the pickerel frogs become more common. But in the southeast of the United States, including Florida, leopard frogs are pretty common. Though there are places in the Everglades where they do taper off a little bit. So there are a bunch of leopard frogs here. Alright, so in the tree right there, just basking in this palm tree, is a green iguana, a very common invasive lizard here in South Florida, and it's pretty much widespread throughout the region. So I'm not surprised that, well, I guess I'll say I'm a little surprised it took us this long to see one, but even though they're invasive, I mean, seeing giant lizards running around is really cool, and this is a smaller one. I'll zoom out here for reference just to see relatively the scale of the lizard, and it looks like it's going to move to the other side of the tree. So right there is an even larger green iguana than the one that we just saw. So that's 2 green iguanas so far. This one, as you can see, is just basking up in the tree right there. And there's a look at its head. I think I'm zoomed in all the way. Nope, I can go a little further. So there you go. There's even a better look at the green iguana. Okay everyone, so that right there is a gopher tortoise, a very iconic species here in Florida as it is foraging in someone's yard. Gopher tortoises are super important to the southeastern United States. They're known as keystone species because their burrows are home for over 400 species of wildlife. And they face tremendous threats, development being a big one. And it's a species I've encountered plenty of times before, but they're so cool that I never tire of seeing them, so that's really awesome. First gopher tortoise of this Florida trip. Alright, there is another gopher tortoise just foraging out in the open, and we get a better look at this guy right here. That's pretty awesome. We're in a residential neighborhood that's really catering to these tortoises. And this is what they'll do. They'll just go around and forage on grass and things like that. And often they overlap with people as we continue to develop into their habitats. But this is an area specifically that has been gearing towards tortoises and their conservation, so that's always really cool to see. Got a couple of curly tails over here. Second and third one of the trip. This is the third and fourth bald eagle that I've seen today, which is probably the most I've ever seen in one day, which is crazy. And this is the first time I'm getting footage of them today, which is really cool. Alright, a new night of road cruising and literally continuing. This is like the 9th banded water snake that I've seen in the last 2 nights.
Hi!
So cool.
Should I pat him?
Here's another pig frog.
I'm gonna pat him. Oh. Wait, he likes it.
He does.
Hi!
On my 4th day in Florida, me and several of my friends left the Everglades and ventured into some more urban landscapes, where we decided to trap for caecilians. Caecilians are a really cool group of amphibians that are in the order of Gymnophiona, which is completely separated from frogs and salamanders. They're basically these limbless worm or snake-shaped amphibians that are just their own thing. So we ended up setting a few traps along these urban canals and waited for the rest of the day to see if they would attract any caecilians. In the meantime, we were just hanging out, killing some time, and ended up venturing to this really cool park with some cool nature trails. The habitat that was in there, which consisted of some live oaks and this more maritime forest structure, was really stunning and honestly kind of unique for South Florida. Along the way, we did come across a few species of invasive lizards. Wow, that is no idea what this lizard is. But the highlight perhaps was a tokay's gecko. We found this tokay's gecko in the cavity system of a tree and were actually able to hear it vocalize.
Oh, it's making sound. Oh.
Unfortunately, our efforts to catch the tokay's gecko were unsuccessful. It was the first one that I had seen in South Florida in more than 2 years. Later that day, we would go back to our caecilian traps, hoping to come across the most unique amphibian that I would have ever seen at that point. Unfortunately, all of our traps were empty. After our failed caecilian attempt, some of us continued on herping and would go on to target some invasive lizards. There's a young American alligator who's just walking here at night. Just going through the palm fronds. That's cool. Alright, Just got this invasive cane toad. It's actually a species I was wanting to see on this trip. Not from Florida, but they are invasive in several places. And they're definitely the biggest toads that we have down here. Just an up close look at them. Alright, we caught another cane toad. That's our second one of the night, which I think is pretty cool. Another one in hand. Just look how big they are, and they get much bigger than this too, so hopefully we'll get a big one. That would be cool. And we just found our biggest cane toad of the night. Look at how dark that guy is. Now, cane toads are highly poisonous. They do secrete this like bufotoxin out of their parotid glands that if you basically eat this thing, there's a high chance that you're going to die. So I definitely wouldn't recommend doing it. People have all kinds of uses for cane toad venom though, or poison. But I just think even these are obviously ecologically, they're not great. But, I mean, just look at how big this toad is. And they do even get bigger than this. Just crazy. One more close-up. Alright, something's going on with this cane toad. It's all, like, its eyes are shut. Maybe it's just the brightness of the light. Let's step over here. I don't know. He's all, like... Look at that. Interesting. Alright, we'll let this guy go and keep on going. That's 4 cane toads tonight. Alright, so way up in the tree.
Yeah, it's pretty small. I'll leave it.
Green iguana up in the tree. Right, there is another green iguana just up in the tree. Second green iguana we've shined tonight.
Did he go higher?
He's moving right now.
His feet, his mouth.
Looks like we got a night anole up here. Focus. Yeah, right there. Second one. Not 100% sure though. We just got a chameleon. That is a veiled chameleon right there. Holy. That's amazing. Yeah, you can see the prehensile tail and everything right there. Holy crap, we're gonna get this guy. Right, we just got our second corn snake of the trip. This one was shined. We shined it along with some other lizards that we're trying to get, but really cool find. First snake of the night. Beautiful corn snake. We got, here's the iguana and the corn snake. Look at that, side by side. Oh, that's so cool.
Gotcha, natives, gotcha.
There's this very feisty iguana. It's like a really cold night, and he's just moving like crazy. Alright, so way up there, you can kind of see it. Let's see if I can blow it up. That green, bright green, is an iguana that's sleeping there. And there's another one right there. Alright, so here is the iguana, another one that we got in hand. That's so cool. Nice. Tucked in here. I don't know how close. It's not even focusing at all, but there is an iguana. Hello, iguana. How are you doing? Oh boy. Zoom in here. Look at that. Eye level with an iguana. That's crazy. Let's see. What is this snake?
They have no fisk.
It's a garter. My God. So this snake that was basking in the tree is a garter snake. See where his head is, right over here. All that excitement. Oh, actually, it's a ribbon snake. It has the mark in front of the eye, like the white mark. It's a little more slender. I think that's a ribbon snake. See how it's straight?
Are we counting scales now?
We can if we want to. I'm just looking at the scale in front of the eye.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah, I think this is a ribbon snake. Big ribbon snake. Peninsula ribbon snake. Alright, so we're just gonna let this ribbon snake go. Sweet! So we let the ribbon snake go. Oh, there's a spider that's on my freaking... There are a lot of things are happening right now. There's a spider on my light. I have no idea what it is. And voila, that's a brown basilisk. That's so cool. Oh, there we go, basilisk number 2. That is sick. That's really awesome. Alright, so here's a second basilisk. That's pretty. Look at that. Back-to-back brown basilisks. This spot is really producing right now. Alright, so here's a look at the smaller basilisk right here in hand. These are also known as the Jesus Christ lizard because their ability to walk on water, and you can see these really big back legs right there. Nice and shed too, but look at how long that tail is on this guy. That's so cool. Sweet. Our third brown basilisk of the night. Look at that guy. Oh, that's so cool. That's pretty. R.I.P. Brown moles. The corn snake? Did he eat? We finally got one of these guys in hand. This is a Peter's Rock or red-headed agama. I think this is like the 6th invasive large lizard we've seen tonight. Looks to be a female just based on the color right there. Wow, that's really cool. What in God's earth is that?
What is that fish supposed to be? A carp?
That thing is huge.
Yeah, whiskers. I see whiskers.
Oh my God. Alright people, so this species of snake right here is a Florida green water snake. It is actually dead. I don't want to show the injury, but this is a new species of Nerodia. It's being mobbed by ants right now. For new species for the video, this is the largest water snake that we have in Florida. Females get up to like 6 feet long. This is, I would say, probably close to like a 4-foot snake, but they're just, you can see the iridescence green on them. I call them the anacondas of the Everglades because they're like super, their faces are really derpy. If I can zoom in here. Again, sorry for showing a dead snake, but it is a new species for the trip and I just wanted to show it. So DOR Florida green at like 1 something in the morning. Okay everyone, it's a few days later and I am no longer in Florida. I have returned home back to New England. Let's just say a lot colder compared to Florida. The last 2 days that I was in the Sunshine State, I didn't really herp that much. I did go to some xeric upland habitat further north in the state, but pretty much didn't see anything there. So all the herping in this video pretty much took place in South Florida and the Everglades, which was just fantastic. The Everglades has really, in particular, has really felt like a second home to me because I've spent the better part of the last 2 years living down there. The first time I ever went to the Everglades was in 2022. I camped there for a few days and it was just incredible being able to experience not just the animals and the wildlife that are down there, but also just the landscapes and just the overall environment, which to me felt so cool after just growing up in a place that was just so far away. The Everglades always seemed like this foreign, exotic place or whatever, and it was amazing being able to check that out for the first time. And then in 2023, I lived in the Everglades for over 9 months. I was doing some work with some invasive reptiles, and basically having the Everglades in my backyard, and there was just so many incredible experiences and encounters with wildlife and things like that. In 2024, I moved back to the Everglades and was continuing to do some work with invasive reptiles and spent a lot of my time deep in the backcountry in the Everglades in places where very few people have gone before. So the Everglades, as incredible as it is, it really to me just feels like it's a place I'm so lucky to have spent so much time down there and have experienced so much of it. Unfortunately, in this last position that I was down there working, I tore my ACL while playing a game of pickup basketball after work. So that was earlier in 2025. A lot of this year has been defined on rehabbing from that injury. But what was really nice about this trip is I'm more than 6 months since my surgery, and I felt strong enough to come out and actually do it and spend a week in Florida. And overall, like I said, I had such a great time. It was so nice being able, first off, to see friends and family that I have who live down there, but also just taking a break from this cold weather. I mean, looking around, most of the leaves have fallen off the trees. It's like 40 degrees all the time, and it was so nice being able to just get a break from that and go down to Florida where it was 80 degrees every single day. It was nice and sunny, and there was still an incredible diversity of wildlife that was out and active and moving around, especially reptiles and amphibians. And that is something going forward for at least for the foreseeable future. I don't know if I'm going to be finding any herps, at least for the next couple months. So if this was the end of the herping season for me being down in Florida, it was wonderful, but the whole trip in general was just great. So I know this outro is a little long, but if you made it all the way here, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for checking out this video, and if you want to see more content about Florida and herping in general, you can feel free to check out some of the other videos on my channel. I hope you all have a good day, and until next time.